So at level 10 we've got the choices between a Prem Striker, a centre-back from La Liga, and also a Serie A striker. With this one it's a little bit difficult to kind of go with, but we're going to run through what we could see from the striker and if he's worth taking. So with the Prem Striker, he is 3-star, pretty standard, 6'2", some decent stats to be honest, good pace, good physicality, shooting looks good, mostly lengthy but a 3-star. In terms of kind of what you'd look there, 77 composure is going to be a little bit of a mad one, but most definitely as a free card is not necessarily the worst, and always Prem does technically better. You got chip shot, you got power header, and also relentless on him. And in terms of other strikers, I've kind of put him down the bottom here. Wilson is a free card. If you chose Cunha, he is a free card. And then you've got the likes of Watkins as an SBC, João Pedro as a player, Alvarez was an SBC, Son was an SBC. So there is a lot of choice between. If you've got any of them, there's probably not a choice having him. I can't imagine there to be too many objectives for a Nigerian-based player, unless you haven't necessarily got any of the Prem strikers. You then have the Serie A striker. Again, 85 rated. We got a 3-star, mostly lengthy. He is 6'4", so trumps him up by 2 inches. Every inch matters, as we kind of know. In physicality wise, again, really good. No playstyle pluses on anybody. He's got power shot, pinged pass, and also aerial. And in terms of pace, we're lacking a little bit in comparison to the Prem Striker, but most definitely the finishing looks crazy and does have a great amount of composure. I'd say the biggest difference for the two strikers is going to be the players that you've got to get as well. Osimhen as a road to the knockout, you've got Brolin, you've got Di Natale, Milito, and Villale, as well as then Inform Martinez, it is Inform, and also Inform Dybala. You can then go with Leao there as well. He is a left wing that can be a striker, so there is a few different options, but I don't think there's as many for the Prem. And I think the big thing for the Prem Striker is the fact that at least 2 of them are technically free cards if you just played the game. Couple SBCs, but we could always argue that as well. And then we have the La Liga centre-back. So 85 rated, 77 pace, meaning you could probably get up to 84 pace with a shadow on him. You'd end up with about 89 to 90 defending. He is controlled lengthy, which is never ideal. In terms of playstyles, we've got block, jockey, and aerial as well. No playstyle plus on all of them, so if one of them had it, you know you've got a winner. Composure-wise, 83, which is good. Reactions, decent. And again, the defending physical, as good as a centre-back needs to be. In terms of kind of partnering him, I haven't finished the squad just because I'm like, these are relatively cheaper cards to get, bar from maybe Capdevia, and to somewhat Llorente, seeing as though he did actually cost quite a lot, but you can get it with FC points. Kubo is a player of the month. You got Herrera, who is a really cheap trailblazer, and then also Witsel later on down the line can be picked as well. In terms of centre-backs that you've got in La Liga, you could go with Gold Koyunde as well, but you've got Mascherano, Marquez, Orejo, Alaba, Rudiger, and Militao. I know that quite a lot of them are expensive anyway, but if we look, for instance, at Militao, he's now coming in, wow, he's still coming in at 100,000. So what is Orejo coming in at? Because when it comes to golds, you know that they're going to be a little bit cheaper, and we can get this level very, very quickly. So he's under 30,000, which is absolutely fine. Alaba's there with more pace, not necessarily the greatest amount of physical, but it is the question of, if you've got any of these gold centre-backs, I'd probably stick with them rather than him, to be honest. So the question is, who do you take? And I think in terms of my final verdict, I feel like in terms of La Liga centre-back, it's just not good enough in my opinion. There's better out there for a lot cheaper. In terms of Prem, I think he definitely will be one of the popular ones, in my opinion, just because Prem Striker, if you haven't done any of the free cards, he's a nice card to get. Maybe later on down the line, you might want to make a free Prem team totally, and you haven't finished Cunha, say, maybe you took the 86 times free. That is what it is. But in terms of my kind of thought, I feel like the Serie A player is going to be better. And that mainly goes down to the fact you can whack the Hunter on him to get more pace, but in comparison to the other striker, he has got a considerable amount more composure. From 77 all the way to 87, I think that is a massive difference. And also if you take into the consideration, there isn't necessarily a great deal of Serie A strikers. So I would go personally with what you've not got the most, because realistically that's all they're going to be for. But I think for me, the Serie A striker is the one to take. Let me know who you're going to take.